Welcome back. Today in our Sunday Spotlight, Memorial Day. It's a day with significant meaning, and that meaning sometimes gets lost at the start of the summer with all the celebrations, the picnics, the barbecues, the beach days. Here to remind us about the true meaning of Memorial Day is Sergeant First Class Michael Finnegan. He's the non-commissioned officer in charge of the Connecticut Army National Guard Casualty Operations and Military Funeral Honors Teams. Sergeant Finnegan, thank you for being with us. And you have two different roles with the National Guard. Tell us what your job is.
Thank you, Eric. Yes, so I help manage the two programs, which are called the Casualty Operations Center for the Connecticut Army National Guard and the Military Funeral Honors Program for the Connecticut Army National Guard. And the first one, the Casualty Operations, it's a kind of a sadder, type of program to run in the program, but we help the families of deceased soldier members get through a difficult time and work through their grief and provide the benefits the military has for a loved one that lost their lives while serving in the military.
Now, as part of that, of course, getting through that grief means in the first instance, you have to oftentimes notify them that a loved one of theirs has passed. So tell us about that process. I know a lot of people can imagine how difficult that assignment must be.
Yes, sir. That has been by far the most difficult assignment that I've had in the military. And I've been deployed 3 times in the combat zones. And the worst assignment that I personally have done was tell a mother that their loved one had passed away, and the mother she had no clue that it happened.
And
that was
obviously those incidents and others are the reason why we have Memorial Day, to remember the fallen soldiers. So as you walk up and knock on that door knowing the horrible news you're about to deliver and that a life is about to change, tell us about the training that you and the folks who work with you go through to make that as good as it can be, I guess, is a way to say it, just in the sense that you have to deliver that news and it has to be bad, but you also have to help that family get through it, right?
Yes, sir. And that is something that our office also does. We coordinate that training for all the senior enlisted and officers in the organization. That's across the whole entire military spectrum. Everybody that's a senior level enlisted or officer has to go through the same training. It's a yearly training, and it just talks about the process of how to actually do it, because like everything in the military, there is steps and there is standard operating procedures we have to follow. But then there's also the portion of it is the bereavement training that we actually kind of have to almost force yourselves to not seem cold, but seem professional enough to get through something that is going to be one of the most difficult deliveries you ever make in your entire life.
And I know one of the things you mentioned at the beginning of this interview, even when there's some strangers in uniform at the door, sometimes it doesn't dawn on the person who answers about what's exactly about to be said. So I'm sure you just have to be direct, deliver the news, and then immediately start thinking about supporting that person.
That's exactly how we operate. And we usually bring, so the person that makes the delivery brings a chaplain with us to ensure that the chaplain serves 2 purposes: to help the family because they are usually more trained in that type of bereavement process, but also to help the soldier get through that difficult portion of that delivery as well, because a soldier can easily break down with the loved one if someone's not there to support the soldier itself and make that delivery happen.
I want to ask you about the other part of your job, and that's the military funerals. We've all seen coverage of those funerals with the flag draped caskets and sometimes the 21-gun salute and various things that happen. It starts even as simple as making sure the uniform is exactly the way it should be. And there's a lot that goes into putting that together, right? Tell us about all the responsibilities of that team.
So that's two parts. So the military funeral honors portion of it is something that we do on a daily basis, and our office covers all the Army veterans that are deceased. We provide their military funeral honors throughout our state, as well as we can coordinate all the firing parties for every single branch of the military throughout our state. And we are one of the only 4 states in the entire union that actually has the firing party program available to all its veterans. So it's a really amazing program that we actually coordinate. And our office, which is about 10 soldiers, and we conduct roughly around 1,700 Army funerals a year and close to 3,000 veteran firing parties throughout the year.
And I know this is not just, we know that there are conflicts around the world and that young men and women are losing their lives in those conflicts, but you just recently had remains come back from Korea, right? So this is really a job that spans a lot of what the military does.
Yes, so one of the besides the sad point of having to go tell family members that their loved ones passed away, there's also good points to our job as well, which kind of goes into Memorial Day today or tomorrow. And the idea is we have repatriation cases that there's a whole department set up that goes and looks for all the MIA and the killed in action that haven't been brought home yet. And they find those remains all over the world. And then they actually do the same they pay the same respects as if that soldier had passed away that day. And they go through the whole same process. And what that consists of is it's honorable transfer and then the full honors burial. And last week we had a gentleman who was killed in action in Korea. They identified his remains in 2020, and they brought that soldier home last week. And we met him at Bradley International Airport and did an honorable transfer of those remains off the plane and followed that soldier to the funeral home, where we conduct another honorable transfer off the first funeral home. And then from there, the honor team will conduct a burial at the gravesite with the loved ones.
And certainly a lot of ceremony and tradition, and for good reason. So I want to finish with this, Sergeant Finnegan. If people are watching, particularly hopefully young people who are watching this, with all that, with notifying families, with being parts of all these funerals, what should they know that Memorial Day means? What does it mean to you?
Memorial Day it means a lot to me because I've been many years served in the military, so I understand. And I also, this one position I do now is I'm later in my career, and I didn't start doing the military funeral honors kind of program until I was, I think, 16 years in the military. And it was by far the most humbling experience I've ever had since I joined. And it means more to me now than it did 4 years ago, 5 years ago. And it's a time where people need to take a step back and kind of understand that the true essence of Memorial Day is to honor the men, women, citizens, immigrants who have made the ultimate sacrifice while serving on duty for their country, and honor them that day. And it's not just a day of barbecues, not just a day of, day off of work. It's a day where we actually honor them.
All right, Sergeant Finnegan, we appreciate you being with us. That is CT 21 for this week. We'll see you back here. Have a happy Memorial Day and think about what it really means. We'll see you back here in Studio A next Sunday morning.
Thanks for watching Channel 3 Eyewitness News. Watch us live wherever you are on our mobile, on our streaming news app. And you can also watch us on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV.